If you've been anywhere not under a rock, the Anthony Davis to Chicago rumors are starting to get a little bit ridiculous. And on today's episode, me and Pat are going to have to discuss it. We're going to talk about all that plus more on today's Locked On Bulls.
You are Locked On Bulls, your daily Chicago Bulls podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Thank you for tuning in to Locked On Bulls, member of the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every single day. That's Pat, the designer, host, and creator of the Windy City Breeze and host of the Chicago Bears podcast over at ESPN 1000. I'm Hayes, host, creator of Chicago Bulls Central, Chicago Bears Central YouTube pages and podcasts. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can buy just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Head to FanDuel.com to get started. Pat, Anthony Davis, Chicago, like this has just been brewing more and more over the last couple of days. And then John Wall, out of nowhere on his podcast, came out and wanted to say that he heard that Anthony Davis wanted to come to Chicago, which just stirred it all back up again. This basically is starting because after the Dallas Mavericks fired Nico Harrison. Nico Harrison was one of the biggest guys that wanted Anthony Davis there. Reportedly, Mark Cuban's even back in talks with ownership, kind of controlling some things on the back end as he's a minority owner there. And he's kind of pushing them towards, a full blow up of the roster. All this is stemmed from this. What do you think about the rumors themselves, Pat, and then the prospect of Anthony Davis coming to the Bulls?
Listen, it depends on what you're giving up for, right? When people talk about this, I love that people instantly go, "Oh my God, it can't happen! It'll never happen." Well, it depends on what you're getting rid of, right? If you're talking about moving on from a guy like Nikola Vucevic, and some late draft capital, like that's very different than a first round pick in 2026, right? So I think you have to quantify what the conversation might be, or what the Bulls are actually looking to move on from. If you're going to go out and add a talent like AD, you also have to understand where AD's at in his career. You're not bringing AD here to build around AD. AD is a piece on a team right now. Now, may he be the more talented piece on his team? Possibly. He's somebody, if he's on the floor, I know I can throw the ball down to him and he's going to go out there and get a bucket. That is something that we don't have right now on this team. Maybe when Kobe White's able to come back, we will be able to add that back in. So I can't scoff or just say, there's zero chance that I would ever want AD on the team. It's all about the cost for me. And to me, right?
Pat, I got to stop you there, bro, because I feel like you're playing it safe here. Like, to say it's all about the cost, we know the cost. The cost is $60 million for a player that hasn't played, that has averaged less than 60 games played for the last almost 6 years. That's the cost. On top of that, you are talking about giving first round. The Mavericks only have one first round pick they own outright, and that's this season. Until then, they don't have another first round pick that they have control over until 2031 is when they have control over another pick. So you're not talking about late picks. You are talking about a team that if they blow it up, they're looking to stack first round picks. So when you say things like you need to know the cost, this isn't like if Anthony Davis was a free agent, that's different. Like, that's a conversation that I'd be willing to have with the cap space. But you're talking about giving up a big chunk of the Bulls' depth, a big chunk of the Bulls' future flexibility to add. We just saw how, we had $60 million combined in Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan, and we saw how hard it was to have flexibility around that team in that. So I think you saying that you don't know the cost, I think we do know the cost, because there can only be one cost with a contract that high, and you have to give up what the Mavericks are looking for in a trade.
Listen, the situation for me is you don't get to choose the cost. Like the Mavericks have no leverage in this situation. You don't want AD now. You want to rebuild. You want to blow it up. You want to
feel like we're having the same conversation we had with Rudy Gobert, and you thought we could get Rudy Gobert for cheap, and then he ended up going for 4 first round picks. Like, they do have control, because they don't have to. Like, I'm not saying that they can ask for a king's ransom.
Rudy Gobert was a much healthier player than Anthony Davis is.
True. I get that, but Rudy Gobert also isn't as good as Anthony Davis on the court. And again, they also traded Donovan Mitchell. Sometimes, Pat, I think you play it safe with these moves. There's not a world in which the Mavs aren't looking for first round picks for Anthony Davis. It's just not a world.
There's also not a world in my mind where they get it, unless you're gonna take a bunch of late first round picks from a great team.
I mean, I see that.
Like,
I
unless you
don't
gonna say,
know.
hey,
Like
we gonna
Mark
send you
Williams,
these
who's
30
more injured than
picks.
Anthony Davis and not nearly as good, just got 2 first-round picks this offseason.
I mean, I feel like at this point there's an upside in age with Mark Davis though.
Yeah, but
Or with
not
Mark
when
Williams,
not
though.
when you're more injured and have played less games on your career. Like, I get that. Like, I understand that. But I think the teams that would be trading for Anthony Davis are teams that are trying to win now. So, like, I don't get there. I don't think there's a world in which you're buying low on Anthony Davis. There's just not a world in which you're doing that.
But the teams that would be trading for him, like I said, my thing is if it's late trade capital, like there's no world where the Bulls are going to be in that spot. That was the whole point I was going towards. Like if it's the end of if it's bottom feeder picks, fine. If it's end of bench player or whatever it is, Vooch's contract to make money work and stuff like that, like there's situations where you can make it work. Like I don't care to bring in Anthony Davis. What I'm saying is I don't think that there's really this leverage that you think there is with a guy who's been banged up like this. I don't think
and that's what I'm saying, Pat. We just saw a guy. We've seen guys get traded for first round picks for that. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong.
Not a
He's
32-year-old.
True, and I can't even
That's
say
a
that.
very different conversation.
Look at what Jimmy Butler got.
Jimmy Butler was still a healthy player.
No, he has not been very healthy. If you go and look at the last few years, Jimmy Butler hasn't been. He was injured when they traded for him.
Jimmy Butler has been healthy when it mattered most. And going into the playoffs, Jimmy Butler's been able to play.
I get that, but still, he's not as good as a player as Anthony Davis, even when Anthony Davis is like that still factors in.
Jimmy Butler has done something Anthony Davis has never done. I would rather have Jimmy than Jimmy's carrying.
No, and I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying when you like you're trying to paint this world in which like they don't have any leverage for Anthony Davis. They have leverage for Anthony. Heck, look what they just gave up to get Anthony. Anthony Davis absolutely still has leverage in this league. You're not going to get Anthony Davis for bottom of the first round pick. Like if you're getting him for end of the first round picks, best believe it's like 4 of them mugs. It's not just 1 or 2 of them.
Yeah, but like sure, 4 is 4 into the first round picks. Like that means he's going to a top 5 team or probably top 3 team in that conversation. Like that makes sense to me. Like I would be fine with that because more than likely I'm already in position to go try and win a championship. I'm just trying to add something to it. My point is with where the Bulls are at, it doesn't make sense for it because you don't have it.
No, I get that. But I'm talking about you saying that you can't say that there's a world in which, like, let's live in realism, not the general rules of, hey, you can just get this for, like, if we're talking about a realistic trade for the Bulls to get Anthony Davis, realistic value that the Mavericks are looking for. They're not looking for an end of the first round. The Bulls don't have an end of the first round pick to give them. I don't want Anthony Davis here. I think there's no way in hell they should be looking to trade Anthony Davis. I'm more so talking about this perspective that you have on the value that they're going to get for Anthony Davis. Best believe they're getting multiple first round picks back for Anthony Davis.
I mean, if you're getting the 28th pick in the draft 4 times, shout out to that. You know what I mean? Like I get it for Dallas, that may make sense. That those are picks that can hit. You can find pieces there, but like I don't think that's the value that people think it is for Anthony Davis. You know what I mean? Like it's not like Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert went for top picks. Rudy Gobert went for high draft capital. That then end up, no, it's still high draft capital.
Not all of them have been high.
I think most of them have conveyed like 16 and up, right?
I can't remember, like, so because Utah also has their own picks. I'm trying, like, I know where Utah.
True. It's tough to keep up with what went in that trade. But like those either way, those are 20 and up picks. Anthony Davis is going for 20 and under pick or 21 and under picks.
Like, I don't know if that's true, bro. We'll see.
Because here's the thing: who's the team that is in the top 20 that's looking to make a move for a 32-year-old injury-prone superstar on $60 million?
That's the thing, bro. Anthony Davis, I can see teams making a move for Anthony Davis if they already have a solid base, looking at saying, hey, we can weather the storm when he's off the court because we're already good enough. But then that gets into the contract. The contract is the thing that makes this whole thing, the $60 million. Like,
well, that's why I don't work for the Bulls. We don't have.
It's not going to happen for the Bulls, right?
We don't have $60 million.
Yeah. In the case, like, I mean, we have $90 million in expiring contracts, but like, we're not taking 2/3 of that to get Anthony Davis. Like, that's not happening.
What would you have to do? I guess If you do Vooch, if you do P. Will, you're at 40.
You got to throw in Zach Collins.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think we have another $15 million player.
Yeah, no, we got Zach Collins at 18. Kevin
Is he
Hurt,
at
I believe, is at
18?
18.
Yeah. I guess in theory you could make the money work and give up those three. Is anybody dying over those three? I guess if you're a Bulls fan. But then
Yes,
the draft,
because that also like it's not just like the Bulls can match the money. That's not the problem. The problem comes down to how you build out the rest of your team, because Anthony Davis, as we just said, he's not stable enough for you to try to build around him going forward. He's just not like, don't get me wrong, Josh Giddey throwing lobs to Anthony Davis when Anthony Davis is healthy, it would be interesting to watch. The way he does protect the rim would be interesting to watch. But like I said, if Anthony Davis was an unrestricted free agent right now, I wouldn't be mad at the Bulls seeing about going out and getting him for a reasonable contract. Trading for him is the part that doesn't make any sense.
It was the immediate injury after the trade that I was like, yeah, he done, dog. Like,
and then he's hurt now.
Bro, I think now he's out because what was the report that came out? He was waiting for the owner to tell him to play. Like that I think that's 100%. I think now he's just like, I ain't going out there and getting hurt, and I ain't finna be on this team. Like no, to me, I'm good on Anthony Davis. This was not a conversation about wanting to bring in Anthony Davis. Like it makes no sense for the Bulls with where you're at right now. Like, to me, there are going to be stars available around the league. Me and you were having a debate. We got to get to break. Never mind. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we
can keep it going on that. We can keep it going on that.
Yeah, we'll keep it going. We'll continue this conversation going because I think it is one of the more interesting conversations around the Bulls. But first, we got to get into a message from a couple of our sponsors. And the first one is Drip Drop. When I'm hydrated, there it is.
I couldn't find it.
When I'm hydrated, everything just works better. My focus, energy, mood, even my skin. That's why I've been using Drip Drop. It's doctor-developed hydration that keeps me running at full power no matter what my day looks like. With a product like Drip Drop, I can tell you what my night's going to look like. Drip Drop isn't just your average sports drink. It delivers 3 times the electrolytes at half the sugar of leading brands using a science-backed formula trusted by medical professionals, firefighters, and over 90% of top college pro teams. I like using Drip Drop as part of my daily routine. I'll mix a packet in the morning before the gym or doing my midday slump. Hydration has become a non-negotiable for me. Drip Drop helps me feel sharper, calmer, and honestly just better overall. Right now, Drip Drop is offering podcast listeners 20% off your first order. Go to dripdrop.com and use promo code LOCKEDONNBA. That's dripdrop.com, promo code LOCKEDONNBA for 20% off. Stock up now before the heat hits hard and keep your body and mind performing at their best with Drip Drop. I also got to talk to you guys about another one of our sponsors, and that is Wayfair. The holiday season is right around the corner, and that means it's time to get your home ready. Whether you need more seating for guests, cozy new linens, or fun serveware for holiday hosting, Wayfair's Black Friday sale is here to help you make your space shine. And the best part, you don't have to wait. Wayfair's Black Friday deals are happening all month long, up to 70% off everything from sofas to spatulas. I couldn't believe how fast everything shipped just in time for the holidays. Browsing through their site, it's easy to find pieces that actually fit my style, nothing generic, just quality designs that feel personal. If you ever hosted family for holidays, you know how much difference a few touches can make. Wayfair makes that easy. Don't miss out on early Black Friday deals. Head to wayfair.com now to shop Wayfair's Black Friday sale up to 70% off. That's WAYFAIR.com. Sale ends December 7th. More Locked On Bulls coming up next.
All right. Change your layout. Like clearly I'm in the bones of the new studio. And you just like, I feel like I'm
like you're podcasting from never mind. Wrong show to make that joke. The designer coming straight out the uterus. Oh, with that said,
you gotta blink twice if you're okay.
All right, Pat. So to get back on this Anthony Davis thing real quick to kind of wrap this up before we talk about the Bulls making a trade overall, which I think is where you were going anyway. Like, the Anthony Davis thing just doesn't make sense for the Bulls. I get why, storylines and writers and aggregators are going to want to talk about it. It's Anthony Davis, it's Chicago, where he's from, all that type of stuff. It just doesn't make sense for this Bulls team with where they stand right now. For a team to just say we're not skipping steps. They just cleared a $45 million contract in Zach LaVine. Now to add a $60 million contract would make 0 cents. Yeah. 0 cents. But how do you feel about the Bulls making a fairly sizable trade this year? Do you think they're going to make a move at the trade deadline?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I think we just broke it down there, and there's a couple of players that might be interesting. It depends on where they're at, though, moving forward. Like, to me, you have to eventually, in this NBA, if you're ever going to be truly competitive, find a star. I think the Bulls' hope is that one of the guys on this team develops into that, whether it's Giddey, who was balling out of his mind before he got what is now confirmed officially the worst crossover in NBA history. I think
me and you had that conversation. Yeah, it has to be officially the worst crossover in NBA history, because it's the combination of the cross itself, the finish with him getting the dunk, and then Josh Giddey going out that game and then missing 2 games afterwards. We've never seen a crossover that's affected that much.
I love Josh.
That's the worst 10 seconds of Josh Giddey's career.
Bro, 10 seconds. It's been 72 hours.
I mean, on the court, bro. I mean, it happened in 10 seconds.
There's a joke there that I'm gonna leave alone.
I thought about it too, and then I said, no, I'm not gonna. I already did a uterus joke. I'm gonna chill.
Shout out Michelle Beadle. But no, like I'll be honest with you. I think if the Bulls aren't convinced on somebody, not to say that they're gonna blow everything up, but that they would go out and try to add somebody, because there's going to be some names probably available at the deadline that, how many times have I said it, dog? If you drop a star on this team's in a different situation. They old. It ain't great. But just to say, let's be more competitive for a couple of years, we've seen AK try and take that swing.
Yeah.
So I don't think that it's out of the realm of possibility for the Bulls to go big fish hunting at the deadline.
Yeah, I don't think so either. It's like, and big fish hunting, I think they're still going to be conscious of the money, right? But I would not be surprised if the Bulls, anybody who's disgruntled, I do think that the Bulls are going to make calls because they have the expiring contracts. They have all their first round picks. They have a team that's ready. If you're not giving up, it depends on the state of the team, right? Is the team looking to get back close to equal talent, or are they clearing the deck for a full rebuild, something like that? Let me throw this to you, Pat. And this is based off a conversation we had off air. Not that he's any less injured, but if you can get Zion Williamson for the expiring contracts of Kevin Huerter and Zach Collins and P. Will, do you do that move for a Zion level player?
Yeah.
Would that be a risk that you're willing to take?
Yeah. Listen,
just flat out, yeah.
You're trying to add talent, and you're not getting. I love Kevin Huerter. I think that Kevin Huerter is a massive player off of this bench. At a certain point, you got to take a chance on talent that's not going to hurt you. Zion's contract is very helpful to a team. Basically, at any point, if this mug eats 2 suspect Italian beefs, you get to put him down like a dog. It is. I think that where the Bulls are at right now, it's okay for you to take a chance on talent and the upside of talent. Now, do I think that Zion Williamson is going to come here and all of a sudden be able to play, 70 games a year? Probably not. I think you're going to have to manage him. You're going to have him on minutes restrictions at times. You're going to have to watch him on back-to-backs. That's also just kind of the modern NBA. I know we want the warrior that Michael Jordan is, as he's sitting and they're doing a chopped up interview every week with NBC, but
bro, the fact that the interview is probably recorded in an hour and they're chopping it up over 3 months is ridiculous, bro.
Mike gave him 25 minutes.
Mike, do y'all want to be on the launch of the relaunch of NBA and NBC? Yeah, sure. Okay, we're gonna have you come out the studio. You think I'm coming to your studio?
Yeah, you come to my studio.
You come to me. Come to me. But I got an hour for you. That's it.
I got an hour for you. Hey,
I love that Michael Jordan's now Laurie Strode from Halloween 2018, bro. Where they were just like, "We got an interview for you. No, I'm good. We'll give you $100. We'll give you $500. I'll get back. Come in. You got 10 minutes."
That's legit. But no, it's. I think the Bulls are at a spot where you can take a chance on talent, but it can't hurt you in the long run, right? Another name I threw out there, I got to look how many years he still got left on his contract, but like, I think the Clippers have kind of tried to save Kawhi Leonard.
Oh my God, you about to go to the Kawhi Leonard shit. Oh my, hold on. I got to prepare my mind. Hold on. All right, go ahead.
If you can get Kawhi Leonard for cheap and basically get rid of expiring contracts that you may not re-sign anyway, or P will, if you can trade the paw for the claw.
The paw for the claw is wild, bro.
Like, again, the contract is got to see how long the contract is.
He has 2 more years after the season.
2 more years on the contract. Doesn't hurt you. I don't know what this literally it is. It ends in 2027. So it's this year and next year. You take a chance, it don't work, you get out. And the only thing it ruins,
I'm tired. Why are they all injured, Pat? Why is everybody injured? Why is everybody injured?
Because that's what was available. Teams don't trade healthy players, right? Because here's the thing: the healthy one, although I don't know if he's healthy, the healthy one that usually ends up missing time is old Gun Boy down in Memphis.
Did you just call him Gun Boy?
Yeah, old Gun Boy. Hey, look, you pull out 3 pistols in a 3-season span, you Gun Boy. I don't know what it was a lighter. You a dummy. Like, that's what I feel about it. Like, bro, like, what are we talking about here?
Let me ask you this, Pat.
NBA young boy comes on, he just got to throw the pistol.
He's out for the rest of the season. If the Bulls called up the Utah Jazz and said, hey, we know that Walker Kessler is injured. We all don't want to deal with this whole restricted free agency thing. Let's do a trade now. We can get him in here. We'll have his bird rights. We can re-sign him. I know that he's not playing this season, but the injury that he has is similar to Io's that he had last year. It's usually 100% recovery, no long-term things. Will you be willing on the Bulls to do that, to just go ahead and get Walker Kessler in here and be able to extend him? Or do you think that just wait to see how it plays out in restricted free agency?
I think if you're going to get Walker Kessler and you're trading for him because you're going to have to pay the contract, right? You said the bird rights and all of that. You have to be very, very, because I think there's a ceiling to Walker. I like Walker. You know, me and you were very high on him. But let's be real. He could
have been here.
Could have been here already. Could have been a bowl. That draft keeps getting worse as well. We keep talking about the 2 drafts, the P. Will draft and the Dalen Terry draft, keep getting worse as new names are getting better. But I mean, I would think we both agree on it. Walker's a 15 to 17 and 10 guy, right? Like, he's not going to be a 25 and 10 guy. So, like, in that situation, you're feeling like somebody on the team is taking that next step. I wouldn't be out of it, but I would love to pair him with Josh Giddey. I would love to pair Walker Kessler with Josh Giddey.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a move that I wouldn't be mad at the Bulls. Like, of course, people are going to be like, you traded for a player who's not going to play this season. But I wouldn't be mad if you go ahead and locking him in and just getting him in here. And not that being one less thing you have to check a box off this offseason allows you to focus on other things. Just trying to throw some other names out there. Pat, right now he's playing actually pretty well. But let's say Phoenix with Mark Williams. Would you be interested in Mark Williams, or is that a more wait to the free agency as well?
I would probably wait till free agency on Mark Williams just to see if he makes it there.
That's fair.
Yeah, his knees may not let him get to free agency, so I would probably wait to free agency.
Bro, isn't the knee and the ankle doesn't he have
his whole lower extremities don't work right? You know what I mean? Like,
we are 3 minutes over for a break.
Hey, let's do an ad read, dog. we gotta
get paid to do this. You know,
we got to get into this West Coast mini trip on the other side of this. But first, we got to tell you guys all about DoorDash. The NBA season is heating up, and DoorDash has found the perfect way to keep fans in their bag all season long. Oh, I see what they did there. Whether you're watching for the highlights, your fantasy team, or just your favorite player, DoorDash makes every game night even better. DoorDash is the official on-demand delivery platform of the NBA, and they're celebrating with something called the bag drop. Every time an NBA player scores 50 points in a game, DoorDash drops 50% off your order with Dash Pass the next day, and you're automatically entered for a chance to win the ultimate fan bag. We're talking player-inspired drip, exclusive gear, and stuff you actually want. DoorDash has you covered for late-night highlights, last-minute watch parties, and double OT fuel-ups. So, next time somebody goes off for 50, use the promo code NBA50 the next day and to get 50% off. on DoorDash with Dash Pass, plus your shot at the bag drop. DoorDash members only, 50% off up to $10 the day after a 50-point game with promo code. Terms apply. No purchase necessary. Ends April 13th. Open to U.S. residents 21 years or older. Visit DoorDashInYourBag.com for full details. DoorDash in your bag all season long. DoorDash got to shorten that. We also tell you guys about FanDuel today. The NBA is back, and there's no better place to get in on the action than FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Even if you miss the start of the game or want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything from who will score next in the fourth quarter to fourth quarter comebacks. Plus, you can even combine live bets into a same-game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. Right now, FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. So head to FanDuel.com to sign up and play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. More Locked On Bulls coming up next.
All right, Pat. Before we get out of here today,
did DoorDash pay up to $10?
That's
what
yeah,
you get for $10 on DoorDash?
Well, no, they're saying you can get up to $10 off. So you can order more than $10, but just basically what you're getting is the most you're going to get is $10 off.
So I'm not getting 50% off then.
Up to $10. Oh, with that said, Pat. See, that's how they get you. It's the fine print, bro. That's how they get you,
bro. That like clicked in my brain. I'm like, that's wild, bro.
With that said, Pat, the Bulls are in they're starting their mini West Coast trip. Starts off with Utah. 3 games out in the West. We are reportedly getting Kobe White back over this trip. Josh Giddey is looking to make the return in Utah as well. How are you feeling about this? Bulls currently on a 4-game slide. How are you feeling about this mini trip?
Listen, it's one where the Bulls can kind of start to dig themselves out of a hole. It feels like it's going to be a trip where they can get back healthy a little bit here, getting back Giddey, hopefully, and Kobe White. I think the big thing right now is to try and figure out, what you currently have. Are these guys going to fight back? I'm looking at you, Modest. I'm looking at you, Jalen Smith. Although Jalen Smith been fighting pretty well. I'm looking at you, Kevin Huerter. Yeah, I mean, when the fourth quarters come, where do you guys go?
Yeah,
like that. Well, again, Jalen Smith can't get in the game for some reason. But like, I'm looking at you, Nikola Vucevic. Yeah, I mean, like this is an opportunity for you to go out there and prove, hey, no, the first 6 games were real. And I think you've got a good, how the schedule breaks for the Bulls here. You got some games that you should obviously pick up. Now, you just lost a game you should have picked up. We shouldn't be on a 4-game skid. But some of these mugs are not playing around. The Utah Jazz can get after you.
Yeah.
The Portland Trailblazers, we were talking about this yesterday. That pick might convey.
Yeah.
Denny Avdia, another miss in the draft now. Denny Avdia is averaging, I think, 30 points a game. Like, it's some teams you should beat on this, but I ain't gonna lie to you. They're not gonna just give you the game. There's no lie down teams in the NBA this season. Maybe the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, the Brooklyn Nets. Even the Washington Wizards have been
Wizards taking everybody to the wire. They lose every one of them.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, I mean, listen, this is not that like you can't overlook any teams on this, and the Bulls have to rediscover that edge they were playing with at the beginning of the season. They want to right this ship. Pat, just predicting the week. I know we're going to get into the game by game during the week next week, but what do you think they come out of these next 3 games at?
Listen, you got to find a way to go. You got the Jazz, you got the Nuggets, you got the Blazers. We know they're going to lose to the Nuggets because they don't play well in Denver. They never play well in Denver. You got to find a way to get Utah and Portland. You got to find a way to get Utah and Portland. So if they come out of these next 3, 2-1, you feel a little bit better about yourselves heading into the NBA Cup game versus the Miami Heat.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think you got to come out of that 2-1 at minimum. You got to come out of this West Coast trip. I would love if we can go 3-0 over that, but Denver is not playing this season at all, bro.
I ain't gonna lie to you. And they might add, bro.
Yeah,
they might go out and add a Zach LaVine and or a DeMar DeRozan and or like they They can
As long as they don't add both. When you add both, you lose.
Yeah. No, you had a guy like Zach. I mean, like
Zach playing off Jokic would be crazy.
Insane.
Yeah, it would be crazy.
And he's probably coming off of the bench at that point too.
Yeah. But yeah, Utah, Portland are very winnable games. That Jazz one, man, I tell you what, if the Bulls come out of this trip 3-0, I'd be ecstatic if they do that. But Denver's they're playing so good, and they got the depth on the bench again. But Utah's a very winnable game. Portland's a very winnable game. But like you said, do not overlook them because it will punch you in the mouth, and then it'll be the Pistons game all over again.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like Billy Donovan said it. We're not talented enough to overlook anybody. And Larry Markin been hooping, and you know he want to hoop against us.
That's a fact.
So you gotta find a way to do it. Like they not out here. What are the Jazz this season? 4-8. I'm telling you, that's a very competitive 4-8. Larry Markin coming out the bus mugs. So we'll see.
Is that a pause? Anyway, let's go ahead and get up out of here, Pat.
Hey, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love as always. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Follow us on everything at Locked On Bulls. You can follow me on everything at Pat the Designer.
You guys can follow me at CEO Hayes. Locked On Bulls is free and available on every podcasting app and platform of your choice, as well as YouTube, the Odyssey app, Amazon Fire TV, Roku TV, and Fubo TV. Basically, anywhere you want us, you can get it. We'll catch you guys bright and early on Monday morning. Hopefully, we're talking about a dub. Peace, y'all.
Peace.